Hey anyone, how's it going? Welcome back to I'll Be On Camera, where today we're watching Morbius. Now, this is kind of weird for me to be sitting here watching a superhero movie for the first time. I usually watch all the, more current releases in the theaters, right? The vast majority of them I at least go to once. If it's the Marvel MCU stuff, right, I have a tradition of going twice, once with family and once with friends. But I skipped out on Morbius because I was just vehemently disinterested in the movie. Especially when it came out that certain scenes from the trailer weren't in the actual movie. I just didn't feel like going. There was no reason making a movie ticket. So I figured I'd wait. And here we are. I'm going to watch it for the first time on YouTube, right, in front of this camera. My exposure to Morbius as a character is very limited, right? I think I've seen him once on a Spider-Man cartoon show, right? I think maybe the Ultimate Spider-Man on Disney Channel. I honestly just don't remember. I just don't remember much of the character at all because he feels like just like a discount vampire, and I don't even know what makes him different from a vampire. And because there are actual vampires in Marvel. Like, why are you different? But that's not the point here. And the disinterest in the movie isn't the point either. I like enjoying movies. I prefer to enjoy things than not to enjoy them. So I'm going to give pretty much everything a rest, and I'm going to try to go into this movie as, positively as possible, and, focus on the good stuff, right? And see how good this movie really is. I'm racking my brains thinking of things to say to make this intro longer when I have nothing. Morbius is a movie about a Marvel guy who becomes essentially a vampire, but not a real vampire. And he's had time as a Spider-Man villain, but in the same vein as other characters that Sony has, they're turning like Spider-Man villains into their own, heroes. And Morbius was the next one. I'm going to stop rambling. Let's just get into it. Oh, so we're starting straight off here into his mission into whatever secret Dracula cave that he's found. We saw in the trailers. Cold open. No setup.
We shouldn't be here when it gets dark.
Why is it so common for people who the transport guys to always say we shouldn't be here, we shouldn't come here?
Set the trap at the mouth of the cave.
Hello,
please.
Mr. Morbius. You really should be ducking. Doesn't matter what helicopter you're at, duck. Keep your head as far away from those blades as possible. That's not a... No. Vampire bats eat mostly fruit, or maybe I'm thinking wrong, but I feel like vampire bats are like misclassified, right?
You volunteering?
It's only Legends that made them all blood-sucking. Why cut your hand? That's just the worst place to cut to draw blood. Like, okay, whatever I may think about vampire bats, this is some piranha nonsense. That's too much. Well, that was a weird circle transition. 25-year time flip back. Hello, little Morbius. Oh, look, he's smart. He's playing chess again. What is that? Morbius? He's on pogo sticks. Notice. Hope. Did you just say pogo sticks?
Everyone's here to help you.
He's on crutches.
Michael?
Milo?
Are you kidding me? He just keeled over right... Oh my god. Well, again, very smart.
It took a team of scientists to build that machine, and you fixed it with a ballpoint pen.
Yes, and I don't understand how that's... Yes, it's very clever that he learned how to do that, but the idea of doing that is like... I mean, yes, a team of scientists built the machine, but at the end of the day, machine is parts. Oh, really? There's your bad omen right there. No! Look, I get kids can be really. Kids can be terrible, but come on. Holy short. That was a nice hit, dude.
Let me have a look.
Hey, chill.
Milo.
Wait, Milo? Oh, it finally occurred to me. That's Matt Smith? Is that the actor's name? That's his character. I can't remember what his actual name is because, I mean, you recognize him as the Doctor. Oh, time jump.
Established himself as the world's leading authority on blood-borne diseases. His development of artificial blood, Michael Morbius, the step forward.
That's interesting.
Acknowledge the receipt of your prize.
The inventor of artificial blood becomes a vampire. It's like, great, you've already got the one thing you need to not kill people. Obviously, it won't work for plot-related reasons, but New York City, look at this giant fictional building.
Of course.
I do like the fact that he clearly doesn't look well.
Dr. Morbius is in trouble.
I mean, he's being great, he's being helpful, but
I can't
that is not
price
a
for the byproduct of a failed experiment.
healthy person,
Lab one.
right?
Front page: American scientist rejects Nobel Prize.
You know that people actually like writing checks to Nobelonians? Makes me feel better about their
Hey, it's the
investment.
Daily Bugle.
It would help if
In the
you
same
stuck
font as the
around
Raimi
long enough
verse.
to cash in. Remixing human DNA with bat DNA.
Oh,
Is anything ringing a bell?
see,
Bell's ringing.
unfortunately, thanks to DC, that when you say mixing human and bat DNA, the first thing I can think of is Man-Bat, not Morbius. Jeez, that's a lot of bats in that too. Looks like she's surprised too.
That is, it's fish tank. Like
It's a fish tank for bats.
I see.
Some friends I brought back from Costa Rica.
So when were you gonna tell me?
Wait, you're telling me that big thing at the beginning of the movie was just to capture a whole ton of bats? Of vampire bats? I thought that was him getting his powers.
You know you could lose your license for this.
Okay, now I'm interested. Because I thought they were just blatantly showing something in the trailer, but looks like the question is still out there. Maybe.
You know. Risks. Without that,
Why do mad
Where's
science?
your
Oh, nope, it's a rat. Good. Thought he was going to stab himself.
no medicine.
He will stab
No
himself.
breakthroughs at all.
Okay, so it's a far more simple mad science plot. I thought he'd actually get some kind of creepy powers. Now, will the rat just die, or will it be like the Garfield Spider-Man movies, where the rat appears to die, and then later we come back, and there's a giant monster?
Dr. Morbius, it's Anna.
Oh, are you telling me that they're gonna kill that child too? It's like, he really needs something. Oh, a gut punch. To start experimenting on himself. So, child death.
We have to induce a coma.
And the rat's back up.
Michael.
But again, will it transform into something?
It worked.
But don't stab yourself immediately, right? Come on, use science. Go stab at least another 10 rats. Come on. Don't be the second subject. Like, in all honesty, you should be testing this on like hundreds of rats, then some cats and dogs. Or not, you know what I mean, right? There has to be some kind of progression of testing. Honestly, I like Matt Smith because he may be one of my favorite doctors, Doctor Who. At the very least, some of my favorite episodes of the show have been from his era.
Anyway, you'll want to talk. Nothing about the subject.
Okay, you know what? I am enjoying their friendship so far. That is,
Or romantic comedies.
they have some chemistry.
Point is,
At the very least, they have enough chemistry for me to believe these two enjoy being in each other's company. It's a good, and especially it's a good thing that these two have a believable relationship, because we have to feel sad when they start fighting each other at the end of the movie.
It's a walk in the park on a sunny day.
yeah,
Oh, that's funny. It's a walk in the park on a sunny day. They can't really walk, so it's actually accurate.
This could be our last chance.
Till the day you die, you'll have everything you need.
That's interesting.
Where do you
Till the day you die. Not till the day we die, or the day he dies. He's fully convinced that Morbius will die before him. That's why he's on a boat. They do the experiment on a ship in the middle of the water. I mean, have you accounted for the fact that how human DNA is going to mess with it compared to the mouse DNA? Have you accounted for the fact that, you know, how different people might be aware to it, right? Could you even be allergic to this stuff? I don't know what else to say except to critique fictional science, which is... Look, I know it's not going to go exactly as they intend, which is why I'm critiquing it. Otherwise, I'd just be like, wow, cool, sci-fi. Oh, just that appearance. Oh, no. Into the spine. Ah, that. Oof. So I wonder how much he actually, like, Jared Leto emaciated himself for the role and how much is that is CGI enhancement. So I completely believe the guy would, like, thin himself down for something like this, but this is so dangerously thin. Not to mention all the veiny stuff that I assume they've put some kind of CGI on top of it.
And here I thought you were just another jacked up dumb shit.
Look, I respect that you're fiery, but he's got a gun. Oh shoot, he just dipped.
Michael?
Don't go into the room. Leave the room.
Where is he?
Look up, you fool. Oh jeez. They just show us. Honestly, this is not how I expected this scene to go. I thought we'd cut away and then Michael would attack in like the shadows, but we're just there. Jeez. While I do think this whole smokiness looks cool, it's just... How did you get smoke? Uh-oh, you ever knew that, you doctor? Jeez, that's some flash speed right there. Ooh, first person POV. How interesting. Oh, they really should have kept it going. Could you imagine how cool it would be if you had done this whole shot like that? Okay, never look up. Shit! Your buddy just fell out of the sky. That's time to run for your life. Or spray bullets. Probably run for your life. Despite making him a vampire, they didn't give him the cliche, fangs. It's just like, he's just got like shark teeth. Bats gave me abs.
Lightning gave me abs.
I suspect it's in your best interest to find and delete any and all footage off this ship. How you'd even begin to do such a thing, I wouldn't know, but very important. Also, how much of your vamped out period do you remember? Destroy them. Destroy the 2 vials. You know how to make more if you wanted to. You just jumped.
Well, we haven't had anything this good since that thing in San Francisco. 8 bodies.
Okay, hey, this line is still in here. That thing in San Francisco. So this is the same world as Venom? Ah, the hoodie look. I can't pull mine over my headphones, but I will try to make some kind of thumbnail where I edit myself into like his vampirish face, but I'm not good at Photoshop. So, well, you'll know. You'll have seen the thumbnail. Whether it's just that cliche smile or I actually do something. Alright, so it looks like as soon as he doesn't drink blood, he's going back to normal. Again, you know how to make that stuff. Why keep the vials? If Of course, you don't know that your friend's gonna take it and become a supervillain, but still. Alright, that's good. Nice detail. Thinking like a scientist. Now you're gonna start measuring how long before you need to have blood again.
Procedure, I have an overpowering urge to consume blood. Human blood.
You are still remarkably chill about this.
I don't know what I'm capable of.
Do a backflip. Or a super jump. I'm fine with super jump.
For a period of time after ingestion, my numbers are off the charts.
Are those bats just gonna be constantly fluttering around in his tube?
Athlete, increased strength.
Like, do they not just take a rest? Sleep?
Like a brother.
Because they just know that now, right? Like, we sense your DNA. I don't know. I'm okay with the mad scientist bit, but I really hoped it would be somewhat magical in nature, his powers, but hey, I'm not gonna be picky.
I've even developed a form of bat radar for the uninitiated.
Bat radar.
Question is,
Interesting way of showing it, those little
isolated.
weird wiggly bits on his ears. I mean, bats don't make magical pulses, right? They make clicks. And wouldn't your echolocation, like, testing serve better if you closed your eyes? Well, like that.
6 hours.
6 hours is not good. I mean, actually,
Growing shorter.
it's not... Oh, going shorter.
Forever.
It's not working. Got it.
One question remains. What if artificial blood becomes ineffective?
Luckily, I've got this perfect little
No blue.
glass box over here.
No red.
Because the last one worked so well. I mean, in worst case scenario, if you have to hide drinking blood, you just gotta run a blood bank, I guess, and just, you know, embezzle some. If you can survive off the juice packets, then that's it, really. Oh no, they're right out in the open.
You did it, you found a cure to live.
Yeah, that's what you focus on, huh? The fact that he's walking and not the
I made a terrible mistake.
vampiric tendencies.
We won't make mistakes. Live like this any longer, please.
There it is,
You
right?
can't.
As soon as the chance out, he's out.
I can't.
He doesn't care about the next set of side effects.
Done things, Milo.
Don't be vague here. Communication is key. Just explain. I turn into a deadly vampire monster and murder people.
Guns for hire. I do so you get to live and I get to die. Is that it?
Is that it? Is that how quickly he's turning against him? Like, could you not? I know. It's working, at least, right? You just gotta figure out this last side effect of turning into a murderous monster.
Go. It's not safe here.
No.
Oh, is this person gonna die? Is Morbius gonna get her in his fit of blood-seeking rage? I mean, that's what they're setting up. I mean, I'm going to be frank here. Like, do any real buildings actually have these motion-activated lights?
Hello?
To save power where you only turn on, like, one light in the hallway at a time? Oh, that's creepy. It's great for shots like these, right?
Who's there?
The light is turning on, but you see... Oh! That's a...
Hello?
Run. Look. Run. As I was saying, like, are these lights anyway real? Like, if I would put motion-activated lights, I'd put them the entire hallway. Or I'd do that. I just have the light switch on. I'm sorry. I don't really have the courage to go walk around a dark hallway at night. I mean, maybe it is different if it's your own workplace, but still. Above you. This is horror. Oh, no. Wow. Hey, look. They twisted the cliche here. Well, I was right about him attacking her. But usually when you're, like, looking at the victim and they're looking left and right and can't see anything, the monster's above their heads. Wait, is the twist that Morbius didn't kill her? Was that Milo? I think that might be a twist, right? Because he's so obsessed with the juice packets right now, right? Maybe he's blacking out, but no, I think it's Milo. I think he smuggled a vial and injected himself.
Doctor Morbius?
Oh my god.
Agent Stroud.
The timing couldn't be worse.
Actually saved my arm in Afghanistan, sir.
Oh.
I'm glad I could be
Okay,
of
well
service.
that's the reason why
I
he's
must
gonna be so
admit,
nice
Doc,
to Mr. Morbius.
You don't look anything like you do on the news.
Hey, what the flip? Look, I'm gonna be frank here. Even if he didn't have superpowers, that wasn't okay. What was that? Something's pushing him off the... What is all this weird energy?
Enough.
You got up here very fast. Elevator or stairs, that's like a whole thing.
It's worse than I first thought.
Holy water? Really?
What?
Okay, that's funny.
I'm not taking any chances.
I can't answer that.
Just say I didn't. Communication is key. I do not have control when I turn into a monster. Period.
What did you do to
End of story.
Make us understand.
I wish I knew.
What part of I don't have control is so complicated? Jeez. This kind of basic nonsense is the most infuriating thing in any movie. And I'm not saying this movie is bad because of it, but so many movies has it, and it's just... Ugh.
It's in evidence, I'm sorry.
You don't want to see me when I'm hungry.
Very funny. Again, there's a better way of phrasing that. I need blood, otherwise I will get very bad.
Guard!
See, look, it's definitely Milo. Look at him. He's so much more healthier. Look at the way he moves.
You're not capable of that. I know that all you've ever tried to do is
Look at the confidence, right, compared to the last time we saw him and how desperately he wanted that cure. He hasn't mentioned it once.
We need to get you out of here.
Yep, there it is. He's totally faking it. As soon as he's out of his sight, he's walking normally. No need for the cane. See, that's why I was confused that he was going to be his friend. Because because in the trailer he was walking fine. Was drinking the blood supposed to stop this from happening? But I guess you just want to go kill... Oh, jeez. Nice punch.
I may look harmless enough.
Oh, are you gonna... So you look so great because you're just killing people left and right. Got it. Honestly, Morbius, if you had just stayed inside, you would have been vindicated because... Yes, Milo would be killing me a few more people, but cops would clearly see that more vampire murders are occurring and you're not leaving.
See? I knew you could do it.
You took the serum even after I warned you.
Why did you leave serum out, huh? You could have left it in the ocean.
Protect me.
I know you.
Morbius has dedicated his whole life to helping people, which is why he's fighting so hard against trying to hurt people, but Milo has only ever wanted freedom. So now that he has some, no one matters. Is that a headbutt? Jeez, I like the camera movements. It is a little bit wild and blurry. Their mist trails don't help. And, readability of the scene, but this is a nice, one shot. You guys are taking that very easily. I mean, they just fell down. You're like, randos.
Surely you understand that.
Jeez. I don't... He's the. Oh, that's great. The dancing. That's fun. Oh, those big whooshy things from before was like the wind currents or something? Now he's just flying.
Sorry, this one's no good.
Check it again and keep them for yourself.
No, I don't want to.
Okay, here's a little bit of,
More with
you know,
those games.
vigilantism.
Come on, man. I gotta get back to the lab.
Michael. Okay, I know that look. You're up to something. What is it?
I'm gonna need a couple of things from the lab. Can you do that for me?
Are you
Yes, I can.
serious?
You can answer my question.
Are you gonna do the same thing as Venom, where it's like, well, I have to kill people, so might as well just only kill the bad people? I'm really curious, how many of those blood bag juice boxes did Jared Leto drink during the course of filming this movie? Oh, tracking them by a particular sound really reminds me of Daredevil, right? Where he ran across the city tracking a car by the music playing inside.
Matching necklaces.
Time to go.
There's 27 bones in the human hand.
The 27 bones of the human hand
The phalanges.
reminds me of that Johnny Depp That's the Flag testimony.
The pretty little stinky pinky.
Well, Amber Heard's testimony about Johnny Depp.
Who the hell are you, man?
Me.
Oh! Hey, this joke is actually in the movie.
6 to 8 weeks.
But the back half of it, I was like, no, I'm just your friendly neighborhood Michael Morbius, isn't in it.
Actually, I've already eaten.
That is an interesting question, right? You now need to consume blood, but do you
I feel great.
need to still eat food?
What can I do for you?
Well, it's Michael. I'm
Hey,
worried
look,
about
some
him.
bats are actually resting
He's
for
alone
once.
out there.
Yeah, you can see his little tingles on his ears that he can,
Just to
that
be
her
sure,
heart
I'm
rate
going
is
to ask you one
increasing.
more time.
Of course. Gotta always have that scene, right? Where it's like, oh, the blood. Oh, of course he's been following her. If you're in the hiding, why would you go to a rooftop?
Just one drink. You're scaring me. Please, just.
There you go again.
Calm
The
down.
desperation. He wants freedom. He wants a better sense of normalcy that he can't get. And he tries doing it now, but this vampirism won't let him do it either.
Tell Michael. You tell him I'm going to kill as many as I want.
How is he gonna tell Michael anything? You just killed him. You slashed his fingers across the throat.
He's only destroyed by a stake through the heart.
Still that stuff. Unfortunately, no magic in this one.
No.
The relationship is
I need you to go now.
very weak.
Not safe.
It looks like, yes, they're a thing. Like, honestly, why make them iffy? Why not just make them like a well-established couple? What does it do for the story that they're iffy? They don't act like it. Ah! Ooh! Now he's purple. really accepting the change now, aren't we? Really cool visual, seeing the heartbeat, the pulses of the heartbeat, just splash out that way.
Make it mean something.
What? Is she just gonna die? Really? Oh, she drank some of his blood. She's gonna turn into a vampire too, right? So she's gonna be fine. Hopefully. Because I don't know. This just feels like such a simple death, but it will rage him into a fight with Milo. Oh, and you just... Okay. How could they fall this far? Right? They weren't that high up in the air. They've been falling for so long. Oh. Michael's, like, inside of his jacket is purple. That's where he's getting the purple accents from. I was wondering why he just was smoking purple all of a sudden. I haven't been mentioning it yet, but what's really interesting about is how his and Milo's faces aren't just like, here's normal and here's vampire. Kind of like shifts. See, look, they were falling for so long and they were still that high off the ground? Jesus. How? Look, I love a good long fall just like anyone else, but that's... They broke through the ground and are still falling. You gotta be kidding me. Look, I agree. That is a cool reaction. You've been falling for like 20 minutes. So, here's a random peek behind the scenes. I have terrible Wi-Fi in this corner. So, this happens when I'm watching longer movies and stuff, where I just have to sit and wait while the movie buffers. Okay, what is he doing? He's vibrating everything. I just think it's hilarious that Milo is just doing all of this in a pinstriped suit. Oh, here's the army of bats. You see, Milo, while you were just killing people and enjoying being able to walk around, Michael has actually been experimenting with his powers, and he knows how to use them better than you can. What is the bats doing? I don't even understand what's happening here. He's like twisting, whirling them around him, but like, what is he gonna do? Just Sonic Blast, Kamehameha, with bats. Yep, just bat bending. And you got him. That was surprisingly easy. Like I said, their friendship was believable in the beginning, and the flashback did help, but it's just not enough to really get sad over this death for. I understand what the scene is trying to do, but I'm not emotionally invested into it. Yeah, I figured that. And we're just gonna let her die. Boom. Life's a vampire now. That's just it. The movie ends like that. Well. Huh. Look, I get that the designs for end credits can be crazy and weird, but I don't understand what this neon light show has to do with Morbius. I'm just gonna skip ahead to the any after credit scenes. Oh, there's wow. There's just the tear right there. Hi, what's up, V? I don't like. Look, I knew of this ahead of time, and I don't like this. I think this is stupid. I think you've messed with Marvel's thing, right? Like, you had one. Like, look at this.
Hope the food's better in this joint.
That is so flippant.
Story developing at the Manhattan.
Of course it does. But again, it's just so weird. Strange Spell is described as doing one thing: bringing people to our world. And Sony's just like, you know what? Let's take Vulture. Like, why not just make him a variant? But the second end credit scene will make things much worse. How did you get this car? If there's one thing I have to say, it is good seeing that wing pack again. It was a spectacular design. So it is... And it certainly does look a lot more menacing with the lights now orange shifted. Orange shifted.
Thanks for meeting me, Doc. I've been reading about you.
I'm listening.
Does it look a little weird?
Here. Has to do with Spider-Man, I think. I'm still figuring this place out, but I think a bunch of guys like us should team up. Could do some good.
Ugh.
Intriguing.
And that was Morbius. Now, before I get into talking about the rest of the movie, I just have to get my thoughts out about the end credit scenes. Like I said, it's stupid how they're just twisting Strange's spell. Now, I fully understand that Strange's spell in No Way Home is just a plot device. It's just an excuse to get all three generations of Spider-Man and their villains all in one room. I get that. But for Sony to, like, so weirdly warp it to just take our Adrian Toomes is weird. And the details are just so weak. They're non-existent, right? You made not one effort into figuring out how this would work. You just wanted something to happen, so you just like stuck two figures together. Seriously, this is like children's level of dialogue and setting up here. Okay, Adrian Toomes comes here. Maybe he's been, completely, after everything that's happened in the MCU, he's kind of just jaded, and he doesn't freak out immediately over being in another universe. But remember that his biggest concern was his family, right? And he's surprisingly unconcerned about that. Then there's the weird, like, I think it has something to do with Spider-Man. It's like, that's so... How would you know that? You're in jail. And of course, the worst thing of all, his wingsuit. As much as I said, it was it was a really cool design. How? It blew up in the MCU. Not only that, Toomes wasn't the one that built the wings in the MCU. It was his tech guy. I think he had like the nickname the Tinkerer or something. It was this tech guy who did the work. And not only that, the suit was built off of Avengers and mainly Chitauri tech. There are no Chitauri in the Venom universe. It's like, yeah, I think some guys like us got... Like, how did he contact Morbius? Why did Morbius say yes? It's so dumb. It's so frustratingly dumb. And I feel like if they had just took some more time, right, they could have made it work. But they didn't, and it's just so rushed and terrible. Turn the lights back on. As for the rest of the movie, I wouldn't say it's bad per se. Look, when it comes to me, I have a really, really high tolerance for a lot of stuff. You have to do something really bad to get on my bad side. Like that end credits scene. Yeah, that frustrates me. But even then, it's like mild frustration. This movie, at most, kind of dull, kind of overly simplistic. But I'm not going to go forth and say it's bad, because if a movie is bad, it really annoyed me. It really ticked me off. And I really have to not enjoy watching it. This wasn't one of those. Right? It went through the motions of the superhero story, right? Oh, you get the powers, you can't control the powers. The police are hunting you. Oh, look, there's a same powers villain. You got a love interest. It went. It had all those elements. It just felt like it was going through the motions. None of these characters really kind of clicked. Never really kind of felt more than just characters on screen, right? They never felt like people. I hope you get what I mean, right? They're like small details that are just not there. So they don't feel very three-dimensional characters. They feel very 2D. Look, this is what you're doing. Morbius, the Mr. Doctor, doesn't want to hurt people. So that's it, right? He has the sickness. He has a vampire. Now he's a doctor, so he doesn't want to hurt people. And that's pretty much it when it comes to his personality traits. Same with the rest. They're kind of like one or two note. The action was, interesting. I think it's certainly unique. It's not like we've had a really big speedster movie so far. And without that, Morbius took its place, right? Everyone's zapping around at super speed and, slowing down for like clashing shots, right? That's something you'd see kind of a little bit in like CW's Flash, but that's it. Nothing else on the big screen as of yet. We'll have to wait and see what the Flash movie brings for us. And which leads me into like a little tangent about the powers. It just feels like they threw random stuff at Morbius here. I don't know his comic book powers, but it didn't feel like stuff he did was, I don't know. It's like they didn't want to make him too much like a vampire. So his flight, he had like the super speed. He had the punches with like the sonics. He could control sound. That weird bat call thing, bat radar, sonar, whatever, that could scan the entire city. And most of all, that constant effect of just the dust or the smoke coming off of them. As interesting as an effect as it was, it's just, why? Why is that happening? Is that real? Is that just what the movie is showing us? It's just, it didn't really do it for me, right? I'm looking at this. I'm looking at all the action. It's like, these are supposed to be like bat people, right? Why are they fighting like speedsters? No, in the final fight, Morbius does do something interesting with his like, oh, I'm gonna bat bending and attack you with a whole bunch of bats who just kind of pummel themselves against you. The actors played their roles well. Despite my issues with the characters being as flat as they were, every actor in this movie, did their best for their characters. It is kind of unfortunate that Jared Leto has like failed twice. Fine. In the public eye, he's failed twice in comic book industries now. So he's not a bad actor, right? And I think he could do well, but he just hasn't had the right part or the correct writing to really play him off properly. Because personally, I was interested in his Joker, and I think that his Joker could have been interesting, but the writing just wasn't up to snuff. Music, forgettable. I really can't. The very beginning of the movie, right? I think I made some comment on like that music as we saw the helicopter passing by, but besides that, I remember nothing. There was no real like, hey, this is the music sections of this movie at all. Honestly, I'm just really not good at these long review sections, especially right after I've watched the movie. And, it's really late at night, so my brain is already tired. So, you got my idea, right? It's an alright movie. Dull, but enjoyable at the very least. For what it is. At the end of the day, I judge movies on if it were to randomly come on TV while I was watching, would I skip it or would I watch it? And for Morbius, I'd definitely watch it. Thank you so much for watching this reaction. I hope you enjoyed. What was your favorite part of this movie? Or least favorite? Over here is whatever YouTube decides to show you. Over here is a playlist of my other reactions. And on my face is the subscribe button. Like, comment, subscribe, criticize even. I don't mind.